Okay, good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, October 16th. I dropped the first episode of Road Miles last night, and I want to start by saying this idea for some bonus content in the form of a audio voice note that I'm recording while I'm driving is not an original idea. I'm stealing it, borrowing it from David Duchovny and his incredible Fail Better podcast, which I love. But something I really like about that podcast is that after every or most episodes, he follows up with a short voice note that seems to be recorded, on his own phone, and usually the day after he's completed an episode, or more importantly, done an interview. And I just thought it was a neat format because, in some ways, you get a contrast from the filtered, produced audio that's part of the main show, all of the editing. Plus you get a bit more stream of consciousness and maybe a chance to match the authenticity streams, right? And see, hey, how authentic is the host and the content that I'm listening to on the edited episode versus what they sound like on the go and in real life. So I like the idea, and I wanted to borrow it. But the other irony in me doing so is that I'm assuming there'll still be a contrast between the audio quality for this and what you heard in episode 1, but probably not as great a contrast as I would have liked, because as I started listening back to the episode late last night and early this morning on the Sonos speakers at home, I was a little bit horrified with some of the feedback that was slipping through and some of the background noise. I think at one point I could hear the dishwasher that had been running in the next room while I had been recording parts of the episode's original audio, which isn't to say that it's not because of good sound equipment. I'm grateful to Shure microphones and the MV70 and a Rodecaster mixing board and all kinds of stuff that I'm trying to learn as I go. And I guess the reason I wanted to record this was to say, hey, if you're thinking about taking the plunge and recording your own podcast or creating your own content, don't be too daunted by the tech, because it is something you can figure out. But I guess the other point I want to make is that it doesn't have to be perfect. And what I hope you heard is that, even though I spent probably 20 hours editing, doing post-production, trying to filter out noise, playing with pop filters, de-essers, noise gates, compression, using Adobe Audition to do multi-track mix down, playing with the microphone, my Rodecaster mix board. All these things are new to me. I'm not a pro, but it sure is fun. And I think they still make a difference, and I'm hopeful that down the road the audio quality is going to get even better. So if you were listening to last night's first episode on a good speaker or good headphones, and you heard some of that noise, I'm sorry about that. But take it as a sign of authenticity and hopefully the beginning of some more growth as I work through polishing the finished product. It was a lot of fun to drop the episode. I'm learning a lot about how to get it out on the different platforms, and I'm very grateful to everyone for taking a listen. So with that, I just wanted to say thank you for listening if you did, and more to come. Have a great day.